Again, I've been watching. This is kind of my other news stuff, but this is the Katrina is her name. Ancient Origins, I think, is the channel. This is the most mysterious discoveries made on Earth. Origins Explained, it is. And yeah, she covers all the usual stuff that you see from all the ancient alien materials and stuff. But she's just all scientific materials. She's chipper and irritating a bit, but she always covers good, interesting material. Anyways, this bit here is about the human skulls in Morocco that are 350,000 years old. You wouldn't be able to know one of these people from people walking down the street. And this is near that ancient city in the Sahara that you can't get at because of the war where the Tuareg are, I think, defending it. So the infidel can't come to it. I think that's what's going on there, even more than they have a secret that even Islam knows. Because they're like the Berber, they're very ancient, the Tuareg, right? I don't know too much about them more than that, other than a great Tenarawan, who was a great Tuareg musician. Beautiful stuff, Tuareg music, and really, really nice. Anyway, so yeah, this is about, this is much around, first they thought 40,000, they thought, okay, in Morocco, and then they went looking, and they found a bunch of them were 250 to 350,000 years old, just like us. And the Mahabharata, has all these cycles of history that are millions of years old, and you have to remember how old the ice ages are in each one. All the ice got sucked up, and all the lowlands were exposed many times in the last, I don't know how many million years it is, the era of the Ice Age, since what's that called? Is that the whole, no, it's not the Holocene. Or whatever the whole, we're the Anthropocene now, but the Holocene is like the modern era until the Anthropocene, which is a certain point where we become the dominant landform and affect the terrain. So we are, Anthropocene refers to our activity. Holocene was everything back, Egypt back to, the Ice Age and beyond, So I don't know where the line is drawn before the millions of years of the Ice Ages. These guys were on East Timor. Oh, where do you see the skeleton? They were like the size of, a medium-sized small dog, kind of tough, of course. Good to eat, too, apparently. That's what they did. They cooked them, and that's got knife marks on it. They ate them. Yeah, like the size of a beaver, I guess, only athletic and meaty. This was interesting. It's the last item she'll get to. She's going to do her little plug for her video. Yeah, Jojo and Katrina. She's young and she's a professional doing this. And she has a team. This is really interesting. Bani Jovanovic, buddy, Branislav. He's a Serbian, but I don't know which part of Bosnia this is. Because of the way Bosnia-Herzegovina is now part of that. Look at the size of that thing. It's 3 meters across. They found it like that. And it's mostly iron. 3 meters across. So who made it? It had to be made. Nature can't do that. It's the iron molecule there floating. Yeah, there's all kinds of interesting stuff on her channel and on New Earth, like I was talking about. And this is kind of the real news, in those times, meaning the end times, all things shall be revealed. And yeah, sure enough, there's things coming out that are telling us more about the past. Some of us who realize what it means, like I do. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah. Now, this is really interesting. This is really interesting because, Kipu, they had the records, the Inca, it was all tied up knots, it was their whole libraries were in tied up knots, and of course, the Spanish destroyed them all, like they also did the Aztec libraries, the Nahuatl libraries in Tenochtitlan, Texcoco, and all the other cities, Xochimilco. Yeah, look at that thing, hey? With cords 75 feet long. Woo-hoo! Yeah, so they said, okay, well, now we know how they communicated long distance. Well, you got to think they're 75 feet long. That's just a local bundled up one for use around the city there, very large city of Chan Chan. The Chimu? Yeah. It was a big city. And this was bigger than the Inca. And the Inca weren't the only great civilization down there. You also don't hear about the Moche. You know, as the Mapuche also, who like still stood up to the Spanish for a long time and to Chileans ever since. But they're kind of, you know, but look at that. Yeah, they still use it, but that, of course, is Angkor Wat or Bagan, and yeah, all these little bits of things he has placed in here. Often it's the wrong image to do with. That was a completely different culture. They mix different images in. They show different things here with, what was it they had that was had wrong images about something they found in Cahokia, and they were showing Chaco Canyon, you know, the big ceremonial complex, or is that what it is? No, you know, the big ceremonial complex of the Anasazi. This is really interesting now. Yeah, I got a buddy in Vietnam from Newfoundland. I got to remember to send him this and say, buddy, look at number 6. You got to go there with you. He's got a little kid now. I'm happy for him. Found a nice life down there. Yeah, it's a nicer life in the tropics, that's for damn sure. Anyway, the world's largest cave. This thing is, yo, look at the size of that thing. Woo! How many stories is that? 650 feet. Yeah, you could put a big building inside there. It's the size of a whole city block. Anyway, yeah, it's giant. How tall is that? 250-meter stalagmite. Ah, 70, 90, 62 foot. Yeah. So there's only 10 people allowed in per week, so you have to book to get in there. So you don't damage the ecology. It's obviously really special, and I keep on seeing things that are like, okay, so what went on in that cave? I see human or other activity there. When I say or other, I mean or other activity. You know, like, because there were other kinds of beings in us. We know this already. Here we go.
How old do you think the oldest organism on Earth is? The record for the oldest human is 122 years old. A Japanese koi is thought to have lived for 226 years, and a giant tortoise in India...
Yeah, and a tortoise in the Galapagos just woke up or something, like it's an adult. Or hatched or something as an adult. No, it woke up again after all this long period. I saw a thing on it. Yeah, bristlecone pines are like 2,500 years old.
5,000 years. Or the Pando colony of quaking aspens that is at least 80,000 years old. But still, the longest living organism eclipses even these. The answer, as far
Oh yeah, Mediterranean seagrass off Formentera, which is a Spanish island. I think it's part of the Balearics in the Western Mediterranean. It's very ancient, this thing.
first developed in the late Pleistocene era when humans first developed, around 200,000 years ago.
Late Pleistocene, okay, so that was the Ice Age, was mostly Pleistocene too, also, because there was millions of years of ice ages, each one of the 5 great ice ages. We're only at the end of the 5th ice age, so this is an organism that survived since, but when the ice cap was still 500,000 years ago, the ice cap was still up. Was this underwater again? I guess it would have had to be. I wonder how deep this is. It's like it's a colony that's all genetically the same, like the aspen are. Yeah, this is interesting here because I had a friend. Where did I meet him? I can't remember. It was a guy I got talking and drinking with. Kind of knew him well somehow, wherever he was. And he'd worked in Gabon, getting cutting crews for the survey lines for the oil companies. Yeah, and they had to import Brazilian workers because the Africans wouldn't go there because they knew what would happen. Yeah, well, they kept on losing Brazilians to these teams of mandrills, and they just keep on flying in more Brazilians. Teams? I don't know. What do you call a bunch of almost as big as you are, even as big as I am, you know, with fangs like, you know, way bigger than a chimp's, you know, coming at you, bigger than a baboon's coming at you, and they're aggressive and they want to eat you. Yeah, so that's Gabon, and this guy, he talked about the cannibal warlord on the one side of town, so they cut a deal with the evil dictator because of the cannibal dictator and the way he'd harvest boys to eat. Yeah, you got to remember what the ancient world was like in some areas. It's still there. I don't want to dump on Africans. They're beautiful, beautiful people, but some countries like Gabon, well, this had a natural nuclear reactor in it. They found evidence of it. It's not active now, but only 1,000 light bulbs you can run off that thing. Anyways, the light's coming on. They better turn this way. I better close the curtain a little bit in a second.
Number 3. Colder than absolute zero.
Well, this is really weird. Phil McKay, Justin, Bakey, all my other Christian, my cousin, once removed. This is really weird. I'm talking to all my scientist friends and anybody in engineering. Holy shit. You get it below absolute zero, you induce it with lasers and magnetic fields, okay? Both forms of electromagnetism, which is the one force in the universe that matters, and we can deal with it. But yeah, you cool it that far, it becomes hotter than anything known to be hotter that we can make hot or known of that is hot. Whoa! And I don't want to talk about the kind of weaponry that's possible with that. That's fucking bizarre. But this is amazing science. This is like a total revolution in science. This is like turning our understanding of the cosmos upside down. Even me, and I understand a lot about that. I went back into uni in 1977 in the fall, intending to do cosmology, and I wound up, I better do the physics and blah, 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 did all the foundation. No, I should have kept on wanting to find out what I wanted to find out. And that wasn't SFU nor any, maybe there was somewhere in Canada to do it, but I don't know. And I wasn't in the philosophy department. Not but SFU, it was all the logic P equals not P equals Q, not P, Q stuff, like, you know, the false mathematics of the logicians. And neither they or logic, as Kant proved that reason could not prove itself in the Critique of Pure Reason, right? This is a big deal as philosophy goes. You know, he said, no, it can't be proven, so I'm going to take a leap of faith. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Yeah, natural forces made it perfectly rectangular. They did. This is the sign of static activity and the breakup of Antarctica, that is, as the big chunks of ice are breaking up. Yeah, what's in the West Antarctic ice sheet when it fractures? Look at that thing. And even the other ones are like, some of them are really regular looking, but it's like a perfect rectangle. Somebody's going to measure the percentage of that size of it, but they say it's natural. Okay, this is a, did I know this?
Initially, you might think of the biggest land animal, the elephant, or the even bigger blue whale. That's the largest animal to have ever.
Was it the seagrass? What was this? Oh, the humongous fungus in southern Oregon. Yeah, how big is it again? It's like 9 square clicks? No, 9 square miles or something like that, almost 10. Yeah, of course, it's not a fly agaric, which is what that is, you know. Nor is whatever that is. Is that deadly? I think it might be. That's a death angel, I think. I don't want to be eating that stuff. Those are toadstools, man. Yeah, I think those are tasty. I wouldn't want to try them without knowing what they are, though. Yeah, it's in the forest in southern Oregon. They're going to show you. That might, that's not the acreage, I don't think. But they will show you. There was a bit of footage that is the area of southern Oregon. But this is all other kinds of mushrooms. It doesn't look like this. It's like a subsurface fungus. But it's classified and named the humongous fungus by the scientists. Yeah, chanterelles, I think. You can eat those, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it looks edible. That's not. Little tiny bits of that'll get you really crazy, though. Yeah, she's cool. I like Katrina. So there's another of my little videos commenting on these people. She's good. I like her, and I like New Earth. There's a couple of other people I like. The chipper tone of the one guy is all right what he covers, but the oversell. But they're trying to reach the young people and get them to tune into all this stuff. I do appreciate that. But somebody just appreciate looking at the photos. Yeah, they say a lot of useful stuff, but without going overly overboard about the crazy stuff, right? That, well, this is proven now. No, they just have the evidence, guys. Just present it and don't talk about science. Science won't listen to it if you talk like that. That's what I'm telling you, the institution of science. Science means knowledge, right? And I don't have a degree for that reason, because I whenever I watch this stuff, I remember all the reasons why not. Not this in particular, but like my views on the politics and how I've learned what I understand about my country, let's call it that, Canada, for now, because I know I'm not happy with what it is. I think there's a real simple solution, or at least doing what I'm thinking of doing without joining them, but doing it across the board, creating a Northern Republic, a Northern Confederation of Republics. something like that, because it's too radical to say let's join the States. No. The States is wacko. Like I just got reminded today about certain things. Oh, is it ever? More than we are. But yeah, okay, so let's just do the Confederation of Republics, at least have friendly terms. And it's happening anyway. I'll tell you, BC is bound to go U.S. And Alberta is. Us out here, and we might as well still do it. You know, that Alberta is already having the referendum. It's going to lead to statehood. Everybody knows that, right? And over there, I imagine they're even talking about this. I don't know. I should tune into that, but I can't stand the mentality on the other side of the Rockies. Yeah, we're that different. And I'm, traveled the world, I've seen the whole world. I'm back here, and I don't know, I keep to myself. But yeah, anywhere here, I'm a little too well informed for people to hear me all the time, right? So on the shuttle, they don't mind, right? They like hearing about it, but I like being here. It's beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, Origins Unexplained, that's a good channel. I recommend her. And I recommend Newers, which I'm going to go on to my screen here and quickly see what's coming up. I'll watch something else. I was going to give her a like, though. I do like her stuff, so I'll give her a like. Because whenever you like something, I don't subscribe. I'm subscribed to her anyway. So that's all right. Even though I don't like her voice. But yeah, as a young girl, and she's pitching other young people like her, like, wow, isn't this cool? And oh, what do you think? And all that. But she does it well. I'm seeing a lot of the same things. And yeah, things in France, and this looks good. I'm watching a lot of French stuff. Because I do watch some French. This is a documentary in France about and places, forbidden places. Yeah, there's probably places you're not allowed to go, like deep in these there's big catacombs, but those are Catholic castles you're seeing in the south. Yeah, underneath them, the great ancient pagan places underneath many of the castles, they were there long before the Christians, long before the Romans, and even the Visigoths, a lot of it, Whoa, there some of this is, we just don't know. The same with what's down in the Mediterranean basin or in the high Atlas or in the sands of the Sahara. Oh, the things that we know that we don't know now are just amazing. We don't fully know now, but we know enough to know. We gotta know. And yeah, the places, I don't know, places underground in France. I'll watch this for a while. Yeah, this looks pretty interesting. I think that's what I'll do. Have a nice day, folks.